Hello my students, welcome to this online lecture class. Today I will take a class on myopathy, which is very important for your daily practices. What do you mean by myopathy? Myopathy means progressive degeneration of group of muscle without involvement of nervous system. That means only disease of the muscles where the degeneration of the muscle fibers occurs, but nervous system or peripheral nerves are intact. Now classification. There is many classification of myopathy such as congenital, hereditary, endocrine, immune myopathy, drugs, mitochondrial myopathy. But today I will discuss about the hereditary myopathy. It is divided into muscular dystrophy and myotonic dystrophy. And hereditary dystrophy, among the muscular dystrophy, most important is Duchenne muscular dystrophy, which is X-linked recessive, and another one which is Becker muscular dystrophy, which is also X-linked recessive disorder, and third one facioscapulohumeral muscular dystrophy, it is autosomal dominant, and fourth one is limb girdle muscular dystrophy, it is autosomal dominant, some cases may be autosomal recessive. Most important is the Duchenne muscular dystrophy, which I discuss today. Now muscular dystrophy. What do you mean by dystrophy? Dystrophy means abnormal growth, distinguished from all other neuromuscular disorder by 4 obligatory criteria. That is, muscular dystrophy or myopathy is primary myopathy, that is disease of the muscles. It has genetic basis, it has progressive course, and there is occurrence of degeneration and death of the muscle fibers. If 4 things are present, we call it is myopathy. Why not neuropathy? Neuropathy, because myopathy is insidious onset, but neuropathy is acute, sometimes insidious. Positive family history, but in case of neuropathy, such history usually absent. Proximal muscle involvement occurs in myopathy, but usually distal muscle involvement in neuropathy. No muscle atrophy occurs, but in neuropathy muscle atrophy occurs, usually muscle atrophy occurs. No muscle fasciculation in the myopathy, but fasciculation occurs in the neuropathy. Reflexes, motor and sensory system not affected in myopathy, but it may occur in neuropathy. Now, how can you differentiate myopathy from neuropathy? Onset of myopathy is insidious, but in neuropathy it may have both rapid or insidious onset. Family history, there is positive family history in myopathy, but no family history present in the neuropathy. Proximal muscle involvement occurs in the neuropathy and it is symmetrical, but in neuropathy usually distal muscle involvement and it may be symmetrical or asymmetrical. Muscle atrophy usually absent in myopathy, but if occurs, it happen in the late. But in neuropathy, muscle atrophy occurs in the early and it is predominant. Muscle fasciculation absent in the myopathy, present in the neuropathy. Sensory and motor function intact in the myopathy, loss in the neuropathy. Deep temporal reflexes intact, but may be lost in late, but it occurs in the neuropathy early. CPK enzyme is raised in the myopathy, normal in the neuropathy. EMG, features of myopathy, but EMG is normal in the neuropathy. NCB is normal in the myopathy, but decrease in the neuropathy. Muscle biopsy, it is characteristic degeneration occurs in the myopathy, but in neuropathy muscle biopsy normal. Sometimes this differentiate point between myopathy and neuropathy asked in the Viva board and sometimes given in the SAQ. Now, Duchenne and Becker muscular dystrophy, more or less the same clinical features. Most common hereditary neuromuscular disease. Onset is 1 to 6 years of age, apparent at the age of 3 years of age. Before 3 years of age, it is diagnosis of the Duchenne muscular dystrophy is very difficult. Rare in birth and infant. Incidence 1 is to 3600 live born infant boys. And inheritance, there is X-linked trait, 70% mutation of the gene and new mutation 30%, mother is not a carrier. So, the X-linked recessive is 70%, mutation loci in the short arm of the X chromosome, and also 30% cases new mutation present. In that case, mother, if you take the history, there is family history may be negative. Etiology. Dystrophin is a protein. When deficiency occurs, it gives rise to Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Dystrophin present in the striated muscle, cardiac muscle, brain and retina. So, the manifestation develops on organ related involvement. Then deficient in dystrophin producing progressive weakness of the muscle such as skeletal muscle, smooth muscle, cardiac muscle, and movement problems, joint conducts are cardiomyopathy. Deficiency of membrane associated with cytoskeletal protein, which is myosin, usually occurs in the CNS. If deficiency occurs in the dystrophin in the brain, it gives rise to intellectual problem, sometimes mental retardation. Now, muscle involvement. Proximal muscle are involved, so it is called the proximal myopathy, and more proximal muscle than distal. Symmetry involvement, lower limb is affected more than the upper limb. Pseudo hypertrophy, first calf muscle involvement 90% cases, second tongue, third muscle of the forearm, fourth supra and infra spinatus, deltoid and triceps muscles. So, these muscles are become pseudo hypertrophied, but proximal muscles are becomes wasted and atrophied. Muscle wasting or atrophy, thigh muscle, this is proximal muscle, gluteal muscle, biceps and pectoral muscle muscles are wasting or atrophy. Remember, distal muscle are less affected. So, no problem in eating, uses of utensil, writing with pen, working with keyboard of computers, able to mix food by hand, ability to button clothes, tie shoelaces, no failing of objects held in hand. Diagnosis: onset rarely at birth or early infancy, usually present at 3 years of age. Symptoms: poor neck control, earliest manifestation in infancy, movement problems in toddler, the frequent fall, delayed walking. 2. Walking, difficulty in running, difficulty in climbing stairs, difficulty in rising from floor, abdominal gait, difficulty in rising arm above shoulder, difficulty in combing, and third one is developmental delay. May present with complications, respiratory complications, recurrent respiratory infection, aspiration due to weakness of the muscles and ineffective cough, restrictive airway disease, nasal regurgitation, nasal voice due to pharyngeal muscle weakness. If skeletal muscle involvement give rise to contraction of the joints, knee, ankle, hip, elbow, and sometimes patient develops spinal deformity, scoliosis. If CVS involved, patient give rise to patient has developed heart failure, murmur, tachycardia. due to cardiomyopathy in constant, it is the constant features. If CNS involved due to deficient of dystrophin in the brain, patient may develop intellectual impairment. Usually all patients have intellectual impairment. In that case IQ less than 70%, and this IQ less than 70% occurs in 20 to 30% cases. Sometimes patient may develop convulsion. If GIT involvement, patient develops severe pain in the abdomen due to acute gastric dilatation and intestinal pseudo obstruction. If you take the family history, it may be positive, but myalgia, muscle spasm absent, voluntary sphinctering muscle normal, that is no bowel or bladder problem, extraocular muscle function is normal. Now physical examination. General examination appears normal, vitals are normal until heart failure. Anthropometry age appropriate. Systemic examination, neurological examination, higher mental function may be impaired, patient have mental retardation, IQ less than 70%, no fasciculation. Muscle bag examination, there is pseudohypertrophy usually occurs in a distal muscle group such as calf muscles, tongue muscles, muscles of forearm, triceps, deltoid, supra and infraspinatus. These muscles become pseudohypertrophy. Atrophy of the wasting of the proximal muscles occurs, that is thigh muscles, gluteal muscles, biceps muscles and pectoralis major muscles. Muscle tone and muscle power reduced and deep tendon reflex reduced if occurs in the late and gait, waddling gait, sensory system intact. Locomotor system examination is lordotic, posture is lordotic. There may be joint contracture of the knee, ankle, hip and elbow. There is some clinical test. We can confirm whether Duchenne muscular dystrophy present or not. That if you do the Goward sign, it is positive early as 3 years and fully expressed in 5 to 6 years. Lordotic posture when standing due to gluteal muscle weakness. Trendelenburg gait or waddling gait due to weakness of the hip girdle. Positive sleep sign, weakness of the shoulder, and positive winging sign, winging of the scapula. These are the clinical tests. On CBS examination, there may be cardiomyopathy which is characterized by the tachycardia, murmur or heart failure. If we do the respiratory system examination, we get the features of aspiration pneumonia, signs of respiratory failure. If we do the abdominal examination, there may be abdominal distension abdomen, tender abdomen, there may be features of intestinal obstruction. Now, what are the causes of death in Duchenne muscular dystrophy? Usually death occurs 18 years of age due to respiratory failure, aspiration pneumonia, airway obstruction, intact after heart failure. Now, investigations, routine investigation, CPK, creatine phosphokinase enzyme, is greatly elevated, 15,000 to 35,000, normal less than 160 international unit per liter, but here it is greatly elevated, 15,000 to 35,000. Aldolase AST, they are non-specific, this enzyme also increased. Investigation for diagnosis, EMG, that is electromyography, it is characteristic but non-specific. This is myopathic changes, low amplitude, short duration, polyphagic motor action potentials. Nerve conduction velocity is normal. Specific test, blood PCR for dystrophin gene detection, it is the primary test, 70% cases positive. If we do the muscle biopsy, it is diagnostic, and histopathology sample taken from the vastus lateralis gastrocnemius. And if we do the histopathology, scattered degeneration and regeneration of the myofibers, that is both degeneration occurs in the muscle fibers. There may be endomysial connective tissue proliferation, mononuclear cell implantation, there is accumulation of fat and fibrous tissue. For this reason, this accumulation of fat and fibrous tissue the muscles are pseudohypertrophied. If we do the immunocytochemistry for dystrophin, 30% case may positive. These are the histopathology features. This is muscle biopsy of 4-year-old with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Both atrophic and hypertrophic muscles fibers are seen. Both atrophic and hypertrophic muscle fibers are seen, and some fibers are degenerating and some fibers are degenerating. These are the cellular implantation, and these are the connective tissue between the muscle fibers. Investigation for complication: chest X-ray, pneumonia, cardiomegaly, ECG and echo, cardiomyopathy, MRI of the brain cerebral atrophy. Usually it not routinely done if done when indicated. So how can we diagnose the Duchenne muscular dystrophy? We diagnose from the history, from the clinical examination, from investigation. And what are the DD of the muscular dystrophy? Other types of muscular dystrophy and dermatomyositis, polyneuropathy, myotonia, hypothyroidism. Now treatment outlines: no specific therapy and no curable medical therapy for Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Treatment outline are counseling, supportive specific treatment, treatment of complication, follow-up, prognosis and prevention. Now counseling about the nature and future of the disease. It is severe muscle disorder of congenital origin. Muscles are getting weak day by day, resulting in walking and standing difficulty, and finally child becomes bedridden. Loss of ambulation by the age of 8 to 10 years, and wheelchair dependency is around 12 years. No curable treatment is available till now. Median age of death is 15 to 18 years. Supportive treatment: good nutrition with supervision to prevent obesity, adequate calcium and fluoride supplementation to prevent the osteoporosis, physiotherapy to prevent the contracture, and psychological support should be given to the patient and family, education of the parents, patients, parents and relatives, social support, emotional support, financial support. Now pharmacotherapy: prednisolone or dapagliflozin, it decreases apoptosis and muscle necrosis. Dose is 0.75 mg per kg per day and for first 10 days of each month. New drug: intramuscular injection of antisense and oligonucleotide. These are the two new drugs. A specific therapy, it is under trial, that is myoblast transfer and gene therapy. Treatment of complication: if present, the respiratory failure, CPAP, respiratory infection, antibiotic; if cardiac failure, fusimide and digoxin. Now follow-up: clinical follow-up 6-month interval, progression of the weakness of the muscle to see the cardiac status, development of deformities and drug side effects should be followed every 6 months interval. Lab follow-up: CPK enzyme whether is increase or decrease, and if decrease, it indicate muscle fiber degeneration more or less complete. And ECG to see the cardiomyopathy or cardiomegaly, chest X-ray to see the aspiration pneumonia or cardiomegaly. Progression of the weakness continues up to second decade, and loss of ambulation by the age of 8 to 10 years, and wheelchair dependency is around 12 years. Development of contractures such as ankle, knees, elbow, joint, and sometimes patient develops scoliosis due to spinal involvement. Intellectual impairment in all patients occurs. IQ less than 70%, 20-30%. Few have profound mental retardation. Median age of death is 15 to 18 years. Prevention: Prevention by the carrier detection, such as CPK estimation of the mother of affected boy increase 80% cases. That is, if we do the CPK of of mother of the affected patient, in that case CPK raised more than 80%, but no symptoms develop in the mother. His CPK is normal, 25% cases. In that case, we do the blood PCR, it is definitive, and muscle biopsy 10% positive. Antenatal diagnosis, chorionic villi and amniocentesis, DNA analysis, and for PCR, and genetic counseling. So, by carrier detection, antenatal diagnosis, and genetic counseling, we can prevent this disease. Now, genetic counseling details. Usually, sometimes it is asked in Viva board, if couple further wants to have child, we should do the carrier detection, prenatal diagnosis, pedigree analysis. Carrier state is assumed when a woman has more than one affected son or an affected brother. One half of, that is 50% of son of carrier mother is affected, and 50% of daughter will be carrier, mother would be carrier. Options for such mothers are to accept all the risks, to have only female side, to go for prenatal diagnosis, to have no further children. So, if family is completed, no issue should be taken. If family is not completed, some lab test should be done during antenatal period, that is chorionic villi sampling 8 to 10 weeks, amniocentesis 18 weeks, and determining of the sex of the fetus, and if fetus is male, DNA analysis for Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and pregnancy may be terminated if positive. But if fetus is female, no further investigation, and pregnancy may be continued without risks. Now, girls may be affected in the following condition: Turner syndrome, ligation of the X chromosome if carrier female marries an affected female. What do you mean by ligation of the X chromosome? You know, female contains two X chromosomes, one is active, another inactive. So, if active chromosome is become inactivated, in that condition is a leionization. In that case, female may suffer from Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Only females are carrier, and carrier woman shows no muscle weakness, but affected female have mild weakness than boy. Clues to diagnosis of Duchenne muscular dystrophy: onset by the 3 years of age, male child, proximal muscle weakness, which is characterized by the falls frequently, difficulty in climbing stairs and getting up from floor or bed, waddling gait, delayed milestones, pseudohypertrophy of the calf muscles and wasting of the thigh muscles, positive Gowers sign, affected maternal uncles with similar problems, red CPK. So, if these points are present, we can diagnose easily Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Now, early diagnosis of Duchenne muscular dystrophy when Gowers not developed: poor head control, that is weakness of the neck, difficulty in sitting up from supine position, difficulty in picking up fallen object due to proximal myopathy, positive Trendelenburg gait. Now, DD of Gowers sign, it is sometimes given in the OSPE: Duchenne muscular dystrophy, Becker's muscular dystrophy, dermatomyositis or polymyositis, Kuzelberg-Oleander syndrome, late variety, other causes of proximal myopathy, which is due to steroid, uremic inflammation, uremic and inflammatory myopathy. Late preservation of ankle jack, which is asked in Viva board, such as Duchenne muscular dystrophy, Warding-Hoffmann disease, Friedreich's ataxia, Kuzelberg-Oleander syndrome. Now, DD of calf muscle hypertrophy, physiological due to extensive use of the muscle, this is athlete, Duchenne muscular dystrophy, Becker's muscular dystrophy, limb-girdle muscular dystrophy, dermatomyositis or polymyositis, Kuzelberg-Oleander syndrome, myotonic congenita, and hypothyroidism. Now, summary of the Duchenne muscular dystrophy. The etiology is single gene defect. It is due to mutation of the X chromosome, short arm of the X chromosome, absent dystrophin. These are the features shown in the figure. This is the pseudohypertrophy of the calf muscles. This is lordosis and two working. That is tip to gait, forward tilt of the pelvis, compensatory lordosis. This is same boy when grown up, gradually patient develop lordosis. These are the wasting of the thigh muscles and pseudohypertrophy of the calf muscles. The lordosis, forward. This is the forward, backward. There is depression of the spinal or the back of the baby and give rise to lordosis due to the weakness of the gluteal muscles. This is the waddling gait. This is lordosis while sitting. The Gower sign. You see patient rising from the supine position by support the knee or thigh. 7-year-old boy present with progressive weakness of the both legs for 4 years. This is another picture. The patient cannot walk. This is the pseudohypertrophy of the calf muscle. So another treatment of the DMBD is surgical treatment. This is orthosis. Due to contraction of the joint. Another is surgical. Then surgery, foot and ankle, Achilles, tibialis, posterior release, knee, hamstring release, hip. This is the treatment, the orthopedic treatment. The family helps the children. This is the Gulmeni Benjamin Amand Duchenne, described the Duchenne muscular dystrophy. He is the French neurologist. Now SAQ, an 8-year-old boy admitted to the hospital with the problem of difficulty in standing and walking. He had been doing well till the age of 5 years and had achieved normal milestones. On examination, he was unable to arise from the floor. He clearly developed muscle pseudohypertrophy. And questions are: what are your probable diagnosis? Write down 1 DD. What are the clinical tests you should do to reach your diagnosis? What are the specific tests for your diagnosis? How can you treat the patients? So your answer is probable diagnosis muscular dystrophy, probably Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and DD is one of the DD is dermatomyositis. And look at the picture. Describe your findings. What is the name of this sign? Name some condition where this sign present. If family history positive, what will be your probable diagnosis? So describe your findings. The patient stands from supine position with support with thigh. And what is the name of the sign? It is the Gower sign. Name some condition where this sign present. That is other types of Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Number 1. Number 2, dermatomyositis, poliomyositis, peripheral neuropathy. And if family history is positive, what will be your probable diagnosis? My probable diagnosis is possibly Duchenne muscular dystrophy. There is a video. Video. If the early months of life, everything seems normal. You know, baby, 8 months old, normal, neck contour normal, patient sitting normal, a curling patient normal, and rule over normal. By the age of 3 years, some problem are noticed. Their neck lagging, some neck lagging. So age of diagnosis 3 years. A patient cannot stand up freely from supine position. He stand up by support the knee. Climbing stair difficult. He climbs stair with support. Difficult working, waddling gait, broad base gait, 6 years old, barrel bed gait, waddling gait, and 2 walking with 2 support, the waddling gait. 7 years old, struggles to keep up with parents. Very difficult to run. Everyday life can be very difficult by 8 years. 8 years. He cannot stand up. He cannot stand up easily. 2 walking. Waddling gait with 2 walking. This is the Gowers side. We support the floor, then is thigh, and then is stand up. By 9 years, strength continue to fade. 9 years, waddling gait and lordotic posture. And 2 walking. 2 walking and waddling gait. He cannot raise the hand above the shoulder. It's very difficult. 10 is the average age. When walking is very difficult, now he is use the wheelchair for walking. So soon after the arm muscles begin to weaken, he cannot raise his hand above the shoulder, above the head. He cannot raise the arm above the head. Scoliosis will occur 90% of boys, surgery will be needed. This is the scoliosis, lateral bending of the spine. At 14 years, it's difficult to bring hand to mouth. Now he cannot, unable to raise his hand. Cough assist machine are needed to clear the lungs. Due to aspiration pneumonia, sometimes secretion cannot be coughed out. due to weak calf reflex. And VIP PAP machine help older boys with breathe at night. The breathing machine. Without the proper care, boys will die before their early 20s. Thanks, my dear students.